Hello everybody, this is Kate at the Library of Whispers, and you guessed it, it's coffee time. And today, as well as taking time to drink my coffee, I'm going to take a little look at this brochure, and I picked this up at the weekend to have a look at, and it is a brochure about the Wirral Circular Trail. Discover Wirral's coast, countryside and heritage. And I thought this would be nice to look through. It has some maps of the different trails and some information on the different things that you can see. Different walks and cycling paths that you can go on. Seems quite interesting. I thought we would do this together. There's actually probably too much to read in this one video, so we can always revisit this again. So as usual, let's start with some coffee. Can you hear the crackling sound? Not so much now. And we're expecting a storm a little bit later on. So I'm trying to get this video in now before the rain and the wind start, and you might not be able to hear me apart from all the noise of the weather. So let's move my coffee the way and have a look at this. Oh, that's a nice big map. So this is an area of the country called the Wirral Peninsula, which is this piece here. And here you'll see this is the River Mersey. Here, and this is Liverpool. The city of Liverpool is here. And so I'm sure everybody has heard of the famous ferry across the Mersey, and you can get ferries. There are also two tunnels, Kingsway and Queensway, which come to these two areas, Birkenhead and Wallasey, and that's how you get across from Liverpool to the Wirral Peninsula. So some of the places on the Wirral are Port Sunlight, and follow this round here, Eastham Country Park, follow it round Parkgate, Thornton Hough, Brim Stage, Wirral Country Park, Thurstuston Common, Arrow Country Park, West Kirby, Hoylake, and here is, on this side, is the Irish Sea and Liverpool Bay, and the River Dee is on this side. So it's surrounded on all sides by water. And then there is Liso, Mells, Greasby, Royden Park, Birkenhead is the big town. New Brighton is the little seaside area. Brenton, Oxton, Upton, Heswall, and if you carry on down the map, so my finger is probably going out of shot, but further down is the Roman town Chester. So that's a nice map. And this brown here is the Wirral Circular Trail, which you can walk or go around on your bike. So let's read the introduction. Welcome to the Wirral Circular Trail, a voyage of discovery taking in the coastline, the history, the heritage and the rural countryside of this glorious peninsula. From an original idea to create a walking and cycling route around Wirral, funding was secured through the Rights of Way Improvement Plan from the European Regional Development Fund and the Local Transport Plan. The trail starts and finishes at the Seacombe ferry terminal. You may wish to start the trail at any other point. The route description for each area is subdivided into sections containing anti-clockwise and the clockwise instructions, with useful information for that section. Please enjoy this circular trail of Wirral either in sections or in its entirety. We will. Okay, bit of coffee. Let's read this. So this picture here is near Dove Point on the North Shore. The North Wirral section of the circular trail takes you from Seacombe ferry terminal to West Kirby via the rejuvenated New Brighton resort with its floral pavilion, Fort Perch Rock, lighthouse, marine lake and new retail park. The route continues along the promenade to Wallasey Beach and into North Wirral Coastal Park. The route then turns inland at the gun site, the location of World War II gun emplacements, to follow the Burkitt cycle route. Pedestrians can, if they wish, carry on along the embankment past Leasoe Common, where in 1864 the oldest skeleton in Merseyside was found. I didn't know that. Moreton Beach is where the world's first passenger hovercraft service operated to Wirral in North Wales. The route joins North Shore near Leasoe Lighthouse, which is the oldest brick-built lighthouse in the country. Together, horse riders, walkers and cyclists can continue past the prehistory sunken forest and on to Mells, famous for the number of archaeological metal finds that have been made there, totalling over 5,000, and most of which date from 500 BC to 1500 AD. At King's Gap, cyclists head inland whilst pedestrians can continue along the foreshore or via Stanley Road to Red Rocks and on to West Kirby. So this is Seacombe, and so this here is, you can see it says Magazines Promenade looking towards Liverpool. So this is the River Mersey and Liverpool is here, the city. So let's read about these different places. Coffee first. Okay. So this picture is Seacombe Ferry Terminal and Spaceport. This is one of two sites in Wirral from which you can take a trip on the Mersey ferry to Liverpool. Also based here is the 10 million space-themed attraction, Spaceport, which takes you on an inspirational journey through space, through the several themed galleries, all of which feature a large variety of interactive, hands-on exhibits and audio-visual experiences. And then we have Wallasey Town Hall. Wallasey Town Hall was built to replace the old town hall and its foundations stone, was laid into position by means of electricity by King George V in 1914, while 9,000 school children sang in the choir. Its nickname, Back to Front Town Hall, arose as it was built to face the river and has a fine flight of steps leading up from the promenade. This picture here, this is Guinea Gap Baths. Guinea Gap Baths in Seacombe is the oldest pool in Wirral. Between 1908 and 1957, no fewer than 205 world and national swimming records were achieved here. Its name is derived from the days before the promenade was built, where there was a break in the riverbank known to locals as Guinea Gap. This was a popular place for anyone wishing to go for a swim, as it was free from dangerous currents that lurk in the river itself. This picture is the magazines area and Vale Park. The area was established in the 1750s when the Port of Liverpool set up the major gunpowder and weaponry storage magazines in the local sand dunes. Opened in 1889, Vale Park became a public park in 1899 and was one of the best small parks in the north. With its excellent acoustics and striking appearance, the bandstand is the main feature of the park. There. So this is a section of the walk or cycle. So number 1, so you go from 1, 2, 3, Seacombe to past the Egremont and up to New Brighton. And this is the river. So when you get to New Brighton from Seacombe, these are some of the places that you can take a look at. New Brighton Seafront. New Brighton, past and present. New Brighton has been a seaside resort for nearly 200 years. It was created and named by Liverpool merchant James Allerton in 1830 as a seaside retreat for the gentry. In the latter half of the 19th century, it developed into a popular seaside resort for the surrounding industrial towns. It suffered a decline in the latter part of the last century, but has been the recipient of huge investment through brand new Brighton. Right, cup of coffee. I nearly said tea then. Okay, and this, you can actually see a larger picture of it here. This is Fort Perch Rock. Fort Perch Rock was completed in 1829 as a permanent fortification to protect the port of Liverpool in times of war. Inside today lies a cornucopia of exhibits ranging from World War II aviation to naval history, displays of the doomed submarine HMS Thetis, the Lusitania and the Titanic. Even Beatles and Elvis Presley memorabilia is on show. That's strange. Inside this unusual fortress at the mouth of the Mersey estuary. The Floral Pavilion. In its heyday, New Brighton was the accepted rendezvous for theatre-goers, and with 7 theatres was rich in live entertainment. With the decline of the resort, the Floral Pavilion was the last to survive. Brand New Brighton, partly funded by the European Regional Development Fund, was used to create the award-winning new floral pavilion that exists today. Tower Grounds. This is where the Tower Ballroom and New Brighton Tower itself used to be. The tower was completed in 1900, 10 years after Blackpool Tower, and at 567 feet, 173 metres, was 49 feet, 15 metres taller. Wow. It was modelled on the Eiffel Tower, attracted over 500,000 visitors a year in its heyday, and featured one of the largest ballrooms in the world. Sadly, due to the war, the tower became neglected and was finally dismantled in 1921. Wow. That's quite sad. So here is New Brighton, and the next section of the cycle is along the top of the Wirral Peninsula here. So here is Liverpool Bay and the Irish Sea up here. This is beach area, and there is the lighthouse, Fort Birch Rock, and so this is like a coastal park walk, and then you come inland a little bit. The North Shore. Let's move on a little bit. So this is the next part of the walk towards Leeso. Leeso Lighthouse and the River Birket. And then from Leeso Lighthouse through away. Again, this is all beach area. So another section is you get to Mel's Promenade. So again, look along to Mel's and through to Hoylake. So let's read about, look at that beach. Can't be that warm though, mind you. And it's got to be a pretty good summer to have a nice beach where you don't have to wrap up warm to walk along it. So this is Hoylake, West Kirby. The first one is Hilbert Island's Red Rocks. The three islands, isolated from the mainland by the tides, bring a sense of isolation and castaway feel until the ebb tide exposes the beach again for the walk back to West Kirby and the everyday world. Red Rocks, designated as a site of special scientific interest, is an area of sand dunes and reed beds, and home to a variety of plants, the rarest of which is Mackay's horsetail, which is not found in any other location in England. The area is important for recording migrant birds and is a breeding site for natterjack toads, a breed common to mainland Europe but rare in the UK. Let me have some coffee. Okay. Next is King's Gap. The King's Gap was so called because in 1690 Prince William of Orange joined his ships in the Hoylake and set sail for Ireland with his fleet from these shores for his meeting with King James. His 10,000 strong army was victorious in the Battle of the Boyne. The next one is the Marine Lake, one of the largest man-made lakes in the UK. It is 52 acres in size, 5 foot deep and totally enclosed. The lake is home to the Wirral Sailing School, which offers courses in sailing, windsurfing and canoeing, making it the ideal place to indulge your adventurous side. The less energetic, that's me, can also enjoy the marine lake by taking a leisurely stroll around the lake edge path. At low tide there is a large stretch of beach from West Kirby to Red Rocks. The Royal Liverpool Golf Club. Founded in 1869, Hoylake, as it is called by those in the know, has a long and illustrious history of playing host to the British Open and has now hosted 11, its first in 1897. The Open is set to return to the Royal Liverpool Golf Club in 2014. Well, I suppose it did. So here is another map. Here is the Irish Sea, Liverpool Bay. Here is Hoylake, and it looks like there are some different sections that you can walk to West Kirby and then on again. So this section is West Wirral, the Dee Estuary. West Kirby is the start of the 12-mile-long Wirral Way, the backbone of Wirral Country Park, the old Hooton to West Kirby railway line that closed in 1963. This is a horse, cycle and pedestrian route which has undergone a recent renovation. The path provides some wonderful views over the Dee Estuary to Wales. It passes the Thurston Visitor Centre, being the information centre for Wirral's coast, before passing through Heswall and Parkgate, where high tides flood the salt marsh and provide spectacular bird watching during the winter months. Thousands of wading birds take to the air, and birds of prey can be seen perched waiting for an opportunity. And this picture is a view of Hilba Island from West Kirby with walkers at low tide. West Kirby and Caldy. So this is the route now from West Kirby up here along the west side of the peninsula and down, and this is Thurston here, and this is the River Dee. You can see where we are on this map here, just there. It's pretty. This is Thurston Beach and out towards Liverpool Bay. And the road's all the way down. And then we get to Heswall. Coffee first. Let's read these. Heswall Dales. Heswall Dales is recognised as one of the best remaining examples of lowland heath in the Merseyside area. In 1991, Heswall Dales was given the status of local nature reserve and is one of a series of western lowland heath plant communities occurring on the Triassic sandstone outcrops of Wirral. During the warm summer months, the heath supports an array of insects, which in turn are a rich food source for insectivorous birds. I don't think I've ever said that word in my whole life. Insectivorous birds and mammals. Now I've said it twice. The mosaic of birch, scrub and European gorse is an important habitat for breeding birds. The reservoir has in the past been used as a grazing area and a quarry for sandstone extraction. Davenport Road. Heswall Station opened in 1886 but was closed to passengers in 1956 and to goods in 1962. The British Railways Board sold an acre site for housing, including the station and goods yard, fronting onto Davenport Road in 1966 for £30,250. Some of the houses have been built on the site of the railway line. They sound slightly cross about that, I think. Okay, this is Gaten. The Cottage Lane access leads up to Gaten. After the golf club entrance is Gaten Farm Road that takes you past Gaten Windmill, which was built in the 17th century and is probably the oldest surviving tower mill in Wirral. 100 years ago, this area was called Little Gaten, and at the end of the cobbled road is the rear entrance to Gaten Hall. In 1830, ownership of Gaten passed to the Clegg family. Baskerville Clegg, wow, what a name, Baskerville Clegg, from 1758. The Gaten Well pictured is nicknamed the Pin Well, as it was said that you would have your wish granted if you dropped a pin into it. Heswall Golf Club, a distinguished and beautiful 18-hole course. It has been the venue for a number of national championships in recent years. The club has a very active playing membership and in recent years has hosted a number of county, national and international fixtures. So this is the map down here, so we'll get into that corner section. So walk down here, get to Heswall, past Gaten and down. So I think we're about halfway through. That's certainly the staples there show that's halfway through the book. So I might do the rest of this in another video. I also came across this, which is the Walk and Cycle Southwest Wirral, which is like a bigger kind of map leaflet. So I think next time we'll finish this one off and have a look at this one as well. So for now, once again, thank you so much for popping by. This is Kate at the Library of Whispers saying bye bye for now and see you very soon. Bye bye.